Hello everyone, this is Jag. Well, in this video, I'm going to cover everything you need to know about watering your garden. What kind of pipe you need to use, different watering methods, and everything you ever wanted to know. So let's get started. Now there are three main ways to water your garden. There's flood irrigation, there's sprinklers, and there's drip irrigation. Now within drip irrigation, you have drip tape and you have drip tube, and there are different kinds of drip tubes as well. There's 1/4-inch drip tube, there's 1/2-inch drip tubes, and they also make bigger diameter drip tubes to carry a lot more water, but they are mostly used for commercial applications. So you won't be using more than 1/2 inch of drip tube in your home gardening. Now the drip tubes come in PC and non-PC configuration, which means pressure compensated and non-pressure compensated. I know this seems like a lot, but I'm going to explain everything so you're going to be the master of watering your garden. Now let's first cover the sprinklers.
Lily loves sprinklers. Lily, you like sprinklers, don't you? Lily, which sprinkler do you like? All of them. You can use pop-up sprinklers to water your garden, but these are primarily used to water lawns. You can also hook up an oscillating sprinkler to your garden hose and water your garden that way as well. However, the sprinklers that are meant to be used to water your trees and your plants are micro sprinklers and bubblers. Micro sprinklers come fully assembled with a stake. To use the sprinklers, you will run a 1/2-inch blank tube around your garden, and wherever you want the sprinkler, you can punch a hole in there and insert the 1/4-inch barb into the hole. Water comes in through the 1/2-inch pipe, goes through the barb, and goes to the 1/4-inch pipe that is attached to the sprinkler. Now some of these sprinklers come with two settings. You can flip the sprinkler head and provide water in a small area such as 2 to 3 feet diameter, or you can flip the sprinkler head and provide water up to 5 to 6 feet in diameter. This provides water in a really large area, which is perfect to water your trees. Now bubblers are a very custom way to water your plants. Wherever water is needed, you can punch a hole in a 1/2-inch pipe and then insert the bubblers. Now bubblers have this setting. The more you rotate the bubbler, the bigger the sprinkler diameter becomes. So you can easily adjust each bubbler to provide water in a specific area that is needed. Or you can set them up like this I have in this bed to water your entire bed. For flood irrigation, you can run a pipe to each section of your garden and set up a valve for each section. You can open up the valve and water a desired section in your garden. However, for this to work, your ground needs to be level and really flat. Flood irrigation provides really deep watering for your plants. However, it does have disadvantages.
Flood irrigation encourages a lot of weeds, and it also encourages a lot of evaporation as well. While it is the cheapest way to water, it is not the most efficient. Next, drip irrigation. And drip irrigation is by far the most efficient way to water your garden. Now you can use blank drip tube and put emitters wherever you need it. You can get these drippers. They come in either 1/2 gallon per hour up to 4 gallons per hour. So about 2 liters per hour up to 10 liters per hour. And you can poke a hole in your tube and put this dripper wherever you need water. You can also use drip tube with built-in emitters. Now the most common spacing for built-in emitters is 12 inches and 24 inches apart. These emitters usually provide about 1/2 gallon per hour, which is about 2 liters per hour. However, these specifications can differ depending on the brand. So make sure you read the specifications on the tubing that you buy.
So here's a 1/2-inch tubing with built-in emitters every 12 inches. So here's an emitter and here's an emitter. I use a timer valve that runs on batteries on my faucet or my tap to provide automatic watering to my drip irrigation system. Now I run 1/2-inch blank tubing wherever I need water. So this blank tubing is running underneath the gravel all the way here and coming up to this raised bed. And from there I have 1/2-inch tubing with built-in emitters every 12 inches or every 24 inches depending on what I'm growing. I then clip the end of the drip tube with a figure-8 clip, and I stake the end as well.
This video is sponsored by Rainpoint. Now Rainpoint makes this automatic watering kit. This kit has a timer for 2 zones, so you can water 2 different zones according to a schedule or when the water is needed. And for that, this kit also has 2 moisture sensors. So when the moisture in your soil goes down, this kit can water your garden automatically. This kit comes with a rain gauge, a humidity sensor, a water flow meter, and a display hub. If you're interested in buying this automatic Rainpoint watering kit, I'll leave a link to this product in the description of this video. Now you can get the 1/2-inch drip tube in PC and non-PC configuration. Now what that really means, if the drip tube is pressure compensated or non-pressure compensated. Now if the drip tube is non-pressure compensated, which is non-PC, it will output different flow rate of water at different PSI, at different pressure. For example, if it's rated for half a gallon per hour, it might output 0.3 gallons per hour at 15 PSI, and it's optimal to provide half a gallon per hour at 30 PSI, and it might provide 0.7 gallons per hour at 45 PSI. Now you have to look at the specifications of the brands you're getting because different companies have different specifications. Now PC, which is pressure compensated drip tube, that means it will output a certain amount of flow rate at no matter what PSI you run it. So if you're running at 15 PSI, 30 PSI, or 45 PSI, it will always output half a gallon per hour, which is about 2 liters of water. Now this comes in really handy if you have change in elevation or a hill like this. If you run non-PC pipe here, it will provide a lot more water downhill than it will provide uphill. But if you use PC, which is pressure compensated drip tube, it will always provide equal amount of water no matter if it's uphill or downhill. Let me know what are the challenging and issues that you have faced when establishing your watering system in your garden, and what are the questions you have, and I'll answer them in the comment section as well. If you're liking this content so far, consider subscribing and turn on the bell notifications, and I'll have a lot more videos with lots of useful information, and I'll always try to pack as much information as I can in a really short amount of time. Now you can also run blank tubing wherever you need water in your garden, and you can configure 1/4 inch tubing wherever you need water as well. And you can loop around this 1/4 inch tubing around your plants, around your trees, and that will simulate coverage by sprinklers as well. Now one thing I really like about this 1/4 inch drip tubing is that they come in 6-inch emitter spacing. Now this is really handy when you're planting spinach, lettuce, and other leafy greens. Now one limitation you do have with 1/4 inch drip tube is that if you have 6-inch emitter spacing, the maximum run you can do with 1/4 inch drip tube is 13 feet. If you have 1 foot spacing, the maximum run is 26 feet. So you have to plan and design your garden accordingly if you're using 1/4 inch drip tube.
Bonus tip, you can straighten out paper clips and use them as stakes on your 1/4 inch drip tube.
If you're watering your containers or plants that are a little bit further away from where you're running your blank tubing, you can also run a blank 1/4 inch tubing up to your containers or your plants, and you can install a dripper right at the end to provide water to your containers. This provides water exactly where you need it. Another option in drip irrigation is drip tape. Now drip tape is very malleable, very easy to handle. You can roll it up. However, it's very flimsy as well. I really don't like using drip tape because it leaks a lot. Now drip tape remains flat like this when not in use, but when water runs through it, it inflates like this.
However, I've experienced that drip tape leaks a lot, and since then I have stopped using drip tape, and I do not recommend using it.
If you like this video, you're going to like the video on complete guide to organically manage pests in your garden, and you can check out the video right here, and I'll see you in another video.